Hello and welcome to Bell Curve Gaming, and today I'm bringing you a Venomoth Caturday deck from Unbroken Bonds. So before I actually get to explaining this little combination, there's something that's going to be new to the title, like the opening screens in here, in terms of a win-loss ratio that I've experienced with the decks, because I did have that request and I thought, yeah, why not? Let's put the win-loss ratio, I don't know, somewhere up here-ish, maybe. That's future Shaun's, future editing Shaun's problem to work that out, so let that jerk deal with that. But yeah, I'll put it onto the title screen. I probably won't talk about it, but it's there for you to look at if you want to see how I actually did overall with each deck build. So that's a thing. And this little combination with the Caturday will be one of a couple of deck ideas I've got to play around with a Caturday combination, which I think will work kind of nicely. So the next video will probably be that, and then we'll get on with a couple of requests that we'll probably hunt down, including Vikavolt and Hitmonbox. I know they're coming in the next couple of weeks. I keep getting asked for them, and they will be coming. And on the Hitmonbox, the reason why I actually haven't brought you that video or that deck sort of yet is because I come across Hitmonbox all the time, which, I beat it all the time. It's something that, because I beat it so often, I sit there and go, it's funny because this deck actually lost to Hitmonbox 3 times in a row. So there's a few decks that can't deal with it, this one being one of them, because it's just got too many retreating options and then can wipe my bench way too easily because I've got way too many bench 60 HP Pokemon. So yeah, that's the thing. Anyway, I digress. Let's get on to this little combination. So this Venomoth here, let's take a look at it. The attack that we're really interested in is Assassin's Flight, because for 1 NG, you can you only use this attack if your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by a special condition, and then if they are, this attack does 90 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So it's a nice bench sniping attack, which can set up KOs on babies and things like that, but it can also set up kind of nicely for big hefty tag team KOs, which we can then come in with Espurr's Ear Kinesis for, which does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for each damage counter on them. Now you think about it, 90 damage on with the Venomoth, well then that's doing 180 with the Espurr, and that's 270 total when most tag team Pokemon are going down at that point. So they combo really nicely here. The thing we need is status conditions onto our opponent's active Pokemon. So we have Poison Barbs if they attack into us, which leaves them poisoned, but more reliably we have Koga's Traps. So Koga's Traps, when we play it, leaves them confused and poisoned and ready to hit in with the Venomoth, which is kind of nice. The other little attacker that we've got here, which actually comes in really crucial, is the Litten, which the Big Bite, the defending Pokemon can't manually retreat during your opponent's next turn, which means it forces them to have some kind of trainer switch option for them. But if you combo that with a Koga's and confuse them, if they can't manually retreat and they don't have that trainer card to get out of the active, if they want to attack, they have to coin flip for it, and that can be absolutely huge. Plus it hits in for 60 into the active Pokemon, and if we've used a Koga's, that's going to be at least a poison for 70, which is setting up once again for the Espurr to KO them if we can get an escape rope on a Guzma and get them back to the bench. So keep an eye out for that combination as well. Comes in absolutely clutch, and if they are using their trainer cards to get out of it, hopefully we've got Dust Island in and they can't oust that stadium, which means they're still going to be affected by a special condition. So that's another little combination to keep an eye out for. So let's get started. Hello, Real, and welcome. Sorry about the delay there, just got a bit of a message I had to respond to. Oh, well, looks like you took some time anyway, so that's fine. ReshiZard and Snorlax, alright. So what we're looking at is probably an Espurr to a Venonat, to be honest. What have we got? Do we have Koga's? Not yet. So we're going to get another Venonat down because I think that's important. We'll chuck a Grass NG onto the frontline Venonat for now. I'm assuming this Venonat here goes down though. Chance of it going down, very high. Let's put it on the back line. Just so it's one less piece I have to theoretically worry about. So we've got a nice Poison Barb, so that's fine. Have a Poison Barb. And for the moment, we're done. So you only need a welder. Yep. That's what I'm saying. This Venonat is very likely to go down. So I'm better off just setting up the backline Venonat and playing it from there. This works for me because at least you're poisoned. I don't need the Kogas. I do lose the Venomoth straight away on the next one, but it sets up the Eevee Snorlax sitting behind, which is fine. Poisons you and starts getting some damage into you. Whilst I don't confuse you on this turn, I do need to continue setup. I do need more Pokemon out here. But having that Eevee Snorlax set up behind is beautiful. So, Ultra Ball here because we do need the Venomoth. That's for sure. So Venomoth, you're here. Let's play. And Venomoth down. We'll chuck the Persian down. We'll Lillie up. I'd love to Lillie up for 6, but I think we just need to keep that Grass Energy just in case. We got Kogas for next turn, we got Venonat for next turn, so that's fine. Got a Venomoth for the next turn, which is less than ideal. I mean, we want to start hitting him with the front line, I think, after this. So maybe we'll chuck a Litten down and a Oranguru down just so we can get an extra pull here. That sounds good. Got a Stretcher. Yeah, that sounds fine. Yep. Alright, so we'll now Assassin's Flight and smack into this Eevee Snorlax. So that's set up for an Espurr play at some stage. Now we're just trying to work out how we're getting you set up, which is probably the Litten move more than anything else. And then we're after really Espurrs from then on out. So Pokégear, getting the Guzma, which is actually okay with me if you Guzma on this turn. That'd be lovely. Nah, I'm just going to Outrage, that's fine, that's fine. So we're going to go Litten up here. I'm feeling the Litten play more than anything else. Although, let's just chuck Persian because I've got the free retreat. We're fine with that, we're fine. So I'm feeling the Litten, Definitely feeling the Litten now, yeah. For sure. For sure. What we do need to find ourselves though. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to shuffle 3 back in... No, just put 1 back in hand. Shuffle 3, put 1. We'll put 1 back in hand. We'll go and get a Venonat back. I don't necessarily like this, but it'll do. It'll do. Venonat back. Oranguru first. We need to find our Espurrs now, or way into our Espurrs. We will run the old Lillie. Got an Espurr. Excellent. Excellent. Alright, so we do just want to retreat to the Litten. And Big Bite. Get rid of the old ReshiZard now. Well, not get rid of it, but set it up. So I've got 2 Pokemon set up, hoping for no healing. Healing would be devastating. Ace of Rollering, things like that. But we do have 2 Pokemon set. So we're fine with that. For the big KOs. So greens. This is bad if it's a max potion or something. Doubt it's a max potion anymore. Just Outrage, alright, that's fine. So what we're now looking at is we'll promote Venomoth. Act like we're using the old Venomoth play here. What we do want to do is promote you to a Venomoth, why not? We're going to Kogas. Chuck Espurr down. And we're now going to hold on to the Ultra Ball at the moment. So, although, chuck a Grass Energy up. We'll retreat out to the Espurr. And we'll now Ear Kinesis. Smack this guy up. I'm assuming that you've got the Guzma in hand still. Take out this cat. Which means I should have Ultra Balled for another cat. Because that's what's super important. That's where my other... That is where my other KO is coming from, is the Espurr. So I need a cat, desperately. This has to be a Guzma play from you. But you do have to have a KO back, so you'd have to have a Guzma switch, or something like that. Be interesting. Interesting. I didn't get any way to get you to the bench at the moment, although the Pokégear could find me that Guzma, which would be clutch. Does make things a little bit more interesting though. So benching another Volcanion. Greens. Alright, so it's not Guzma, so that's good. Keep in mind, it'd be dangerous if he couldn't get the KO and he Guzma. So setting up for the next turn. He did get the attack off. Well played there, well played there. What I now need to look at. Guzma. Alright, now the question is, have I prized my other Espurr? If I prize my other Espurr, I'll be devastated here. Nah, we've got it, we've got it. We're good. We're good. Espurr, down, Guzma, this guy up. To the old Espurr. And that is ReshiZard down. There's the 6 prize cards. There we go. Now that is showcasing how Venomoth can work quite nicely with the Caturday. With the Caturday deck. Beautiful, beautiful. Hello, Leandro DP, and welcome. Well, this could be tricky. It could be tricky to play around with this. Cottony. So we got a coin flippy deck to go with this. Going second. And a terrible starting hand. Good. Things are looking good. Not a great start for you though, by the looks of things. I'll get an extra card out of this. I think we'll Ultra Ball this guy away. We'll go and get ourselves a Venonat. Chuck him down, chuck an energy card to you. We do need something out of this. Judge will do. I know that's going to help you by the looks of things, but I'm stuck as well, so. Got a Koga's. We don't want a second Meowth, I don't think. We do want an Oranguru though. Just try and help us out here, so let's go and get Oranguru. Get a couple of cards. Got some nice Lillie actions the next turn. Unfortunately, that doesn't really help us use the Kogas though, which is less than ideal. You did get the Whimsicott. And a Lillie. So yeah, that helped you way too much. And Toy Box. We might want to try and find our Let Loose Marshadow. Go all out into trying to find it. I'm thinking here. And I mean absolute all out into trying to find our Let Loose Marshadow. So 4 cards to try and find a way into it. Nah, didn't get it. Well, that's terrible for me. Absolutely terrible. This could not have been any worse. We have Kogas, don't we? Yeah. Well, we'll just have to side beam right now. And confuse you. Does that protect effects of attacks or just damage? Just the damage. And don't have any way to turn that off right now either, which is unfortunate. This thing stays in the active, which would be lovely. I'm hoping you flip tails. If you flip heads, then I'm in a lot of trouble. So if you stay in the active and flip tails, I have a chance. And now I've got to be deciding what's more important to take out, the Porygon Z or the Cottony. So I am going to have to make a decision on. So Espurr, We're going to Cynthia here. I think the Porygon Z. I think that's the one we have to go for. Alright, well, Assassin's Flight. Get rid of this guy. Got another Dust Island. It does suck that we don't have another Venomoth ready to roam. That's something that does suck. Got the Guzma action. Get rid of the cat. Alright. We can confuse that. We can get rid of that stadium. So that's fine. And we can wipe out that Cottony on the bench at the same time. So we're all good with that. We are all good with that. Espurr, go and get ourselves set up, I think, another Venomoth at this stage. No, Venonat. So really what we're probably looking at, just for the moment, we'll get rid of that stadium. I kind of want to get rid of you as well. Well, Koga's here, just to confuse you. We'll Stretcher. Probably should have waited this to next turn. But we'll go and get ourselves the cat back. And for the moment, we will get an extra pull with the Oranguru. Alright, and Assassin's Flight. Take out the Cottony on the bench there. Let that poison tick over a little bit. And see whether you want to gamble that coin flip again. Glad we did go after that Porygon. It's a smart move. You had to go after the Porygon. Now you're going to chance it. If you chance it, that Porygon can go down again. Ugh. Got lucky with that coin flip. You got lucky with that coin flip. Having said that, as long as we get into a Grass Energy, this is fine. I kind of want to keep... So we Ultra Ball. Kind of want to keep you as an option to play. Which means, do I get rid of these two? I get rid of you. I think we do get rid of the rope at the moment. And bring in Venomoth. Because this gives me my best hope of finding that Grass Energy. Is keeping the Marshadow. Ideally, I'd rather go another Venonat down. But this would have to be a Grass Energy for me to do that. And it's not, so we're going to let loose. Got the Grass Energy, good. So we'll go and get ourselves, oops, where am I? The Grass Energy, deck. And now we're probably playing Espurrs from here, so I don't know how we're playing Espurrs. In fact, that doesn't really even work, does it? Well, Lillie, I don't know how I'm getting the damage on everyone else. Pokégear. Do I want to run a Guzma play? Possibly. We don't have a way into a Persian at the moment, which is a problem. I think we just use this to draw something out of the deck. We'll draw a Grass Energy out of the deck. Just to try and give myself a chance to get to that Persian, a better chance. Thin the deck a little bit. It's not thinning by much, but it'll do. Assassin's Flight, we'll get rid of that Porygon. Get another prize card here. Alright, there's the cat. There's the cat. Right there. You've got the escape rope. Really wish I'd pulled Kogas now. You can have yourself the Marshadow. So just a single energy attachment to getting back out. What I should have actually done is put Oranguru in. You're gonna Guzma me back, get rid of the cat. Alright. But that keeps you poisoned. So it's interesting, that play. And I don't have any way into cats. So my only hope... That's actually well played because you don't realise I don't have any way to use these Espurs now. This is awkward. So now my only hope is to keep sniping off the bench. Really. Just continue sniping away. We're going to burn these nest balls and not draw. Burn the nest balls, not draw. We'll go Venonat down. Chuck you in. And for the moment, we could Guzma manual retreat. And try and get rid of the Whimsicott here. But we're not getting rid of it doing that, are we? We're hitting 90 damage and that's just not enough. And that's assuming that I get the coin flip to go my way. So what we're going to do is just go Assassin's Flight. Take out the Vulpix. And go that way. Does that mean that I've got unlucky on these coin flips every single time so far? Oh no, because you're only poisoned, you're not confused at the moment. Because I didn't have a Kogas to go with the old confusion. So this guy's got to confuse. That's what's got to happen now. You've got to run the confusion play, although Kogas does that for me. So we'll confuse you. We'll chuck Venomoth in. And we'll now Ultra Ball these two. Do I have any other Venonats? Yes, we do. This is it. You're my sole attacker I've got left, Venonat. My sole attacker. I don't think these are working with my deck so far, really. So Poison Powder. Smack into you. Got that Poison Chip. We do have another Kogas, which is good. Be interesting to see here whether you want to manual retreat. You do. Do you have the Guzma back? Because I can Kogas now and go after that Whimsicott. So you don't have the Guzma back. Oh, coin flip to decide the game. A coin flip to decide the game. Do I win? Do I win? Yes! Yes, we do! Coin flip to decide the game right there. We got there. We got home. We got home. Good job, Venomoth. Good job. Hello, Maybe Watson. Welcome. This is like, what do you want? Do you want your Oranguru or your Marshadow up front? Ugh, both are going to be ugly to get out of the active. I mean, we are running rope. That's my hope there. Just kind of don't want to waste a let loose. Alright, well, we'll go and pull in a Venonat. That's fun. We'll also pull in... Let's find out what the Pokégear is for first, Cynthia. Okay, that's probably what we're going to use then. And honestly, I think we Cynthia. We've got our rope. Or net bomb. What we'll do is we'll grass NG. I don't like getting rid of the draw support, but we're going to. We're gonna rope here. Gonna Ultra Ball, and we're gonna let loose our opponent. So we're gonna be relatively aggressive about this. So instruct. Alright, so we're just gonna let loose. What did I bin? Oh, Litten. Yeah. Alright, that could go and get me something that I need, but alright, well, can't attack. It's my first turn to get. Passed over. I think that let loose slowed it down. Slowed you down. Aha! Venonat as well. Shooting this will be the Venomoth GX build. I'm glad we did the old rope play with the Slugmas in, because I wouldn't want that thing in the active. Did look like it slowed you down a little bit, which is kind of nice. I'm feeling that we're probably going to have to Cynthia out of this no matter what, but we'll Pokégear first. Yeah, we didn't get anything that we want, so we're not going to draw anything. We'll just Cynthia. I could have benched the Espurr, but I don't know, we'll see how it plays. Probably should have benched the Espurr after looking at that junk. You'll be running Dust Islands yourself if this is Venomoth GX, so, well, I'm assuming you would be. That's an assumption, but we'll leave it at that for the moment. We could bench you two and get a pull, but that's not great for me. We'll go on Pokégear and get a pull. Do you want Lillie? Guaranteed Lillie on the next play. Yes and no. We'll grab it. It's less than ideal this start, but we'll grab it. We'll bench a Venonat. How do I want to play? We'll just Psybeam for now. And get him all confoozled. And hopefully he can't evolve him. That's what we're hoping for. We're hoping that our Lillie can get into a Venomoth. Then we can start sniping. That'd be beautiful. So the ideal play here would be you're stuck, you don't have a Macargo to evolve this guy. Yeah, it's Venomoth GX. That's what I had a feeling was coming. Do you have a way into him? Although you just might have been bricked up. So the let loose might have been an absolute golden start, yeah. So it looks like the let loose was absolute golden. So what we can do, turn that down, NG card to him. We'll chuck Espurr down for the moment and we'll instruct for one first, see if this is a card we can play. It is not, so we'll Lillie. Hopefully we're finding a Venomoth. Yes, we got a Venomoth. Alright, that's good. So Venomoth, you're in, and for the moment we're doing nothing but Assassin's Flight. And do I want to hit a prize card or do I want to hit him for you? We'll hit him for you. That's fine. That's fine. Set you up for later. So did you get that Macargo yet? Assuming this is an Ultra Ball to go and get a Macargo for a perfect draw for the next turn. That's what I'm assuming here. Yeah. I would not be surprised if you evolve this one. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what you smooth over, because you could go with a 10 card return play on a Guzma and get a KO. That's what I would do. So I would be going the Macargo for a Guzma, because you can KO anything in the back here, really. Don't want to rope at this stage. What we do want to do is get rid of... We want the rope for later. Excuse me. We do want to get another Venomoth down. We kind of want the Persian as well, but you're a couple of turns away no matter what. So we're going to go and get another Venomoth down. We're going to Lillie here. Hopefully find a Koga's. Good. So that's set for next turn. At the moment, we'll just Poison Powder. Set this Macargo up, so that's an Espurr sniped Macargo at some stage as well if I want it. We'll see whether you've been smart and got the Guzma for a 10 card return. It'll be interesting to see who you hit. I think it'll be this Espurr. Oh, not the Espurr, the Venonat. That's what I'm assuming it'll probably be. And what we want to do after this... So you went for a draw support rather than the Guzma. Interesting. Very interesting. Extremely interesting. So this has to be Guzma after this. It's got to be. Can't be anything else. Remember, we've got the rope and the Persian for the Espurr play for later. So the fact that that just sits there... I'm thinking what we do right now is we hold on to what we've got. I mean, we could smack into the Venomoth, put him at 180, which means on the Kogs in the next one, he has to... We could KO it that way, actually. That'd be a better way to KO it. What we're going to do is we're just going to Assassin's Flight the Venomoth. We're going to get a prize card. Now, I could have Assassin Flight that, but what I was worried about is you'll be attacking back in and preventing the damage to the front line. So the Janine, I gotta remember this because it's been a while since I played it, prevents all damage done, attacks from basic Pokemon. So what we're after is just playing around this as much as we can. Although Janine as your support is interesting. Still not a Guzma. You're just not running Guzmas. Sure, you have a switch or something. Because the more, like, the longer you let this go for. If you pass this over, that's Macargo down. I mean, we're 3 prize cards in if you pass this over. Which is incredible. Wow, we're 3 prize cards in. That let loose has been brilliant for me. We don't want to do anything. We just want to Assassin's Flight. We'll take out this Venomoth again. We'll go 3 prize cards in. We're fine with that. The plan is to get rid of this Venomoth GX in a different way. I can't believe you didn't pull in a Guzma. I seriously can't. Anyway. Got Kogas for days. Scan Janine, so I can't attack with basics. Not to this Venomoth, anyway. So I want to keep something for him too. Alright, so what we're looking at is Meowth down next. Want to keep the Persian in play. It's a fairly simple play. We probably Stretcher the Venomoth. And get another Venomoth up, which is fine. Yep, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to Meowth down. Do we want to stretch to the Venomoth or do we want to get rid of a couple of useless cards for a Venomoth? I think we do that. It thins the deck a little bit better. And go and get the Venomoth out. That's fine. Yep. So Venomoth, you're down. We are going to run a Koga's here. I do have to think this through because I don't want to wipe you out right here. But we will. It's like, I don't want to wipe you out right here because I can't escape rope you to the back, but we will. We will wipe you out. And see if you bench something. If you bench something and take out the Venomoth, it's all over here. Alright, so you bench something. And you're confused. This is not a good place for you to be in. Cynthia. Not a good place for you to be in at all. Choice band's not going to do much good. Ah, you got the hit. Alright, so we go Venomoth down. And we've got what we need now, so Venomoth down. Run Persian into the active. And then rope you to my Espurr. And then we ear kinesis for the win. And there we go. Beat a Venomoth GX deck. Hello, Pandemzilks. Welcome, however you say that. Alright, I didn't add you to the deck for you to start in the active. It's enough of these starting in the active shenanigans. Oh, ReshiZard. Alright, well, we'll go and get ourselves Caturday started. Yep, that's fine. And we'll go and get ourselves a Venonat started as well. We're good with that. Yep, sounds good. We will draw a couple of cards. Probably should have done that first, but oh well. Didn't really matter. Draw a couple of cards. Not able to play any of them. I'm not able to bring the ReshiZard up front, which we'll do. That's fine. Bring that ReshiZard up front. Oh, now Cynthia. And we'll go and get ourselves another Venonat here. Although, I do need draw. We got the Let Loose Marshadow for the draw on the next turn, so that's fine. And we'll go and get another Meowth down as well. Chuck a Grass Energy to this guy. And leave it at that. I kind of want it on the bench, but I kind of don't want him having access to Jirachi on the first turn. Want him to have something else other than Jirachi. And make it harder for him to switch out to whatever he wants, and yeah. So I guess we just hit into the active at the moment, or something like that. I don't know. We'll see how we go. It's a pretty big call, putting the ReshiZard into the active. And he could have a pretty explosive turn as is. Hoping he doesn't have Welder. That's what we're hoping for. A miss on Welder is nice. And by the looks of it, he's missed on Welder. Interesting attaching to the backline Jirachi. I wonder what that's about. Oh, he's going to run a Guzma? Is that his plan? I mean, this could go and get the Welder. Oh no, Kiawe. Okay. Setting up the frontline ReshiZard, alright. Well played in that regards. So I'm thinking that we run a Koga's and a Let Loose on the next one. Yep, so Kiawe. So that's ReshiZard set. So we're just running Koga's and Let Loose. And we're hoping to get into a Venomoth. And we can choose to either just hit the active or snipe behind. So we've got a Persian down. We'll whack the NGTU, we'll run a Koga's. And now we'll let loose. Alright, no Venomoth to be seen. That's a shame. Oh well, let's get some chip damage. Yeah, look at that. Look at that chip damage. Couldn't even oust the stadium, it's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. At least we've confused him. Ah, he's got the switch. And he should have the manual retreat as well if he wants it. Or he could just use the old Stellar Wish. He's going to Stellar Wish. Who are we going in with next? Possibly the Litten. Just to get the damage onto the front line ReshiZard. Should have probably taken note of what that was. So far I've got 2 damage counters on it. And it's got got the board, yeah. Alright. So you got the retreat back, take out this Venonat. Then we chuck the Litten in. I'm feeling that. We'll go and pull back the Venonat. Interesting. Very interesting. He must have a Guzma or another switch in hand to be running around with that sort of play. Because you would not want to be messing around with this becoming a Venomoth. And you'd be wanting to probably Guzma into the Persian is probably what you're playing at. Got a welder. Another ReshiZard down. Because what I'd love to do is get into a Venomoth, so... Nah, you do have the other switch, yeah. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So we'll go Litten in. Smack into the ReshiZard. We'll set up the back line Venonat again. And then that's enough damage counters onto this ReshiZard that when I can get him back out of the active, we can hopefully take him out. Now focus is probably getting the other damage counters on the backline ReshiZard. That's the plan. We're mapping out the prize cards to be 3. Yeah, 3 here, 3 here. Is probably what we're looking at. So we'll Stretcher, we'll go back and get our Venonat. That's fun. Put him down. Entry card to you, we'll Lillie up. There's Venomoth, which I think will hold at this stage. Do want to grab a Pokégear. I think we wait on the next turn for the Pokégear, although this could let loose me this. We'll grab a Koga's. That's good for next turn. Alright, so we've got a lot of what we want. We'll just Big Bite. And now we're not really worried about putting more damage counters onto the ReshiZard, I don't think. Although 160, no, we do need one more damage counter on him at some stage. So we're kind of hoping he stays in the active at least. So then we're running a Koga's onto him. Ultra Ball, what's this going to be for? Is it going to let loose me? That's what I'm feeling like it possibly is. Would not be surprised if this was a let loose Marshadow. Couldn't imagine what else you'd want. Arcanine. You don't even have a Growlithe. So you're going to Dene? Okay, you're just thinning. Going after that Guzma play again, possibly. I mean, if this gets stuck in the active, which I'd love, it's good because I can confuse it. And then get the extra damage counter on and whack 9 damage counters on this guy. Ah, you did get the Guzma. So this will be for the Persian. No, it's for the let loose. Marshadow. Very interesting. Very interesting. Unless you've got the escape rope to go back. At which point I'll just give you the Litten. Got another Guzma shenanigan. I do need to get 10 more damage counters on that ReshiZard in the back line. I'm assuming that's the guy that you're going to go back to. And what I am assuming is you've got a rope. At which point I'll just give you the Litten. Unfortunately, you do have another Guzma in hand, but surely we're starting to thin all these switches that you're running. Another Acrobite. I'm assuming this is a rope. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. Why would you want to get rid of the Marshadow? Getting another Marshadow? Oh, getting a Marshadow for yourself. Okay, well that's good for me. Because we're going to have double Persian up. And what we want to do now is chuck 9 damage counters onto this guy, I think. Yep, that's what we want to do. So we're just going to... We don't even need to Kogas here. Because you just need any special condition. Yep. So we're going to retreat out to the Venomoth. And we'll just Lillie from here. Because we want to keep those cards. Got another Kogas, another Litten. Alright, so for the moment, we're just going to Assassin Flight. 9 damage counters onto that ReshiZard back there. We're happy with that. We're happy with that. Double Persian up. Have we already burnt a stretcher? I think we have, haven't we? Yep. So I've got to be careful with how I use this second stretcher. Get another switch card. You're running plenty of switches. I mean, I know you are a Jirachi build, but seriously. I know you've got the Guzma, so you can go after whatever you want here. I'm assuming it's probably the cat that you're going to go after. And then I'm going to pull in all those cats back in to deck. Because I need the cats to finish the game plan. So I assume this will be a Guzma into my cat, into my Persian. I mean, that's what I'd be doing. Gonna switch. Okay, you're just gonna take out the frontline Venomoth. Alright. That's fine by me. Go into our Persian. And go and get our Espurr and get 3 prize cards out of this. And then I just need to work out where I'm getting that rope or something from. So you do have Guzma shenanigans on the next one. So now it's actually really coming down to where am I getting rope from? Or a Guzma from? So we'll get an Espurr. That's fun. So Espurr down. We're gonna Koga's here. We're gonna Pal Pad. A couple of Kogas back. Cynthia and a Kogas. We don't want Kogas at all. Want Lillie. Want draw supporters back out of this. And then we'll retreat back out to our Espurr. And then Earkinesis. This guy. There's 3 of the prize cards. Come on, find me a rope. Or a Guzma. A rope or a Guzma is really what I'm looking for. Ah, I didn't find the rope or Guzma. Okay. Now you do have the Guzma back. You can't take out both Persians with it. But it is painful. I guess the other thing we could play at... Nah. We've got to try and get this guy. We've got to try and get this guy. That's our game plan. We want Venonat down. Very interesting. It's very interesting that Venonat is your card of choice there that you want out of this game. Well, we're probably going in with the Litten. Like, we're going with Persian at the front. That's for sure. And I actually think we thin a little bit. Because we're still a 1 rope from victory. Or a Guzma, but we're probably going to have to Cynthia. I think we're hedging all our bets of getting rid of that ReshiZard as our final play. That's really what we're going down hard on. Yeah, that's what we're going for. So we're probably just thinning out. Probably thin out you two. Just because I need the stretcher just in case I need to get into some cats or something like that. Although, I think we're in a pretty good spot, to be honest, against the ReshiZard there. And it is time to rate this deck. So, starting with damage here, the damage we really can take down big hefty KOs with the Espurr, but we do need to set them up first. So we're really a setup deck to then take big hefty KOs afterwards with the Espurr just to clean the board up. We do like tag team Pokemon and GX decks in general with this deck. For that reason, of being able to set them up and then take a big hefty KO. We don't want high HP non-GX decks because that's the ones that we really struggle with because we're two-shotting them no matter what. So yeah, we want big hefty KOs for the big bench hit with the Espurr and just cleaning up afterwards. So damage, we're giving it a 7 out of 10. Does struggle with non-GX high HP attackers, so 7 out of 10. As for the defense, we don't have high HP. We are a bit of a worry for bench wipe decks because, you know, we've got a lot of 60 HP attackers as well. So that's a bit of a concern, but we are a 1 prize card trade. So for the 1 prize card trade, as long as they're not a bench swipe deck, we're giving it a 7 out of 10. As for reliability, there's a lot of moving parts to try and put together here. Now, whilst I've refined this quite nicely, I think, to, you know, get it working pretty well for the limited games I played with it. And I didn't really have too many issues putting the combinations together. I mean, it's nice, it's a really efficient attacking deck. It's nice, it's got a lot of free retreaters here. So, you know, you can easily combo the pieces that you need to when you need to. So it runs fairly smoothly, but there are a lot of pieces to put together. So reliability, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. So overall, what do I think? Well, I did like the little combination. I mean, it took me a while of thinking to work out how am I actually going to use this Venomoth. When I first seen this Venomoth when it was first released, I avoided it because I just couldn't think of something. But I came up with this idea when I actually chucked Espurr into a different deck. I think it was with Wheezing. And I went, you know what, that could combo quite nicely with a couple of other cards as well, including this Venomoth. So oh yeah, I did like the combination, had a little bit of fun with it. Does like big tag team decks more than your 1 prize big HP attacking decks. Free retreat or like lots of retreating does hurt it and makes it a little bit tricky to deal with as well. But overall, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.